It's Monday, the 4th of November, 2024. Welcome to the Fast 5 Business News by Fear and Greed, where we give you the top 5 business stories you need to know in just 5 minutes. I'm Michael Thompson, and good morning, Adam Lang.
Good morning, Michael.
Adam, we have 5 big stories to get through in just 5 minutes, so we better get going with story number 1. The election campaign feels like it's already started, and it hasn't even been officially announced, because over the weekend, Labor went all in on education. Every student will have their debt cut by 20% at a cost to the budget of $16 billion, and there'll be 100,000 fee-free TAFE places every year under an Albanese government plan that will go now to the next election.
Yeah, Michael, Australian electioneering seems to have started. Prime Minister Anthony Albanese announced the proposal yesterday, and every Australian with a student debt, and that includes HELP, Vet Student Loan, Australian Apprenticeship Support Loan and other income contingent student loans will be cut by 20% from June 1 next year. This would wipe $5,520 from an average HELP debt of $27,600 for a university graduate. Now, already the Australian government has capped the rate at which a student loan can be indexed, and that's been at a cost of $3 billion. The government also announced other smaller initiatives over the weekend to help former students with loans, as well as those 100,000 free TAFE places every year. Now, this is a major play for younger Australians, many of whom will be sympathetic to the Greens, and this, of course, is ahead of the next election, due by May 2025.
All right, moving on to story number 2 now, Adam. The housing market continues to slow, with auction clearance rates hitting their lowest level for the year over the past week, on the back of the data that came through late last week showing house prices going backwards in both Sydney and Melbourne.
Yeah, Michael, there were just under 2,000 auctions over the week, and that is a sharp reduction from the previous week, primarily due to reduced numbers in Melbourne amid the spring racing carnival. The combined capital's preliminary clearance rate fell to 63.4%, down from 66.8% the week prior. The final clearance rate for the previous week was 59.5%. The finalised auction clearance rate has held below 60% for 3 of the past 4 weeks and is likely to do so again when the most recent information is finalised. Sydney hosted the most auctions this week, with 1,046 homes under the hammer.
Story number 3, what do you make of this one, Adam? A trial of Microsoft's Copilot by almost 5,800 federal employees shows that public servants can save an hour a day on average by using AI. Is this telling us that public servants can be more efficient?
Well, maybe we all can, Michael. And this experiment includes the time that it took to check the output of AI for its accuracy. It is the largest trial by any government in the world and was based on ChatGPT. Those who took part said it boosted productivity for simple tasks such as searching and summarising information, analysing preliminary data, or writing and reviewing programming code. And this is according to a report in the Australian Financial Review. It wasn't all good news though, Michael. In some cases, Copilot allows people to access documents that staff had not classified or stored properly. The digital transformation agency that ran the trial said that overall, a significant proportion of participants were optimistic about their use of Copilot. About 3/4 of participants who received 3 or more forms of training became confident in using AI.
I feel like I might have been unkind to public servants, but no regrets. Adam, I move forward, never backwards. Story number 4, Kemi Badenoch became the British Conservatives' new leader over the weekend, the first black woman to head a major British political party.
Yeah, Michael, this is significant. She promised to return the party to its founding principles. Badenoch, who is 44, replaces former Prime Minister Rishi Sunak and has pledged to lead the party through a period of renewal after its resounding defeat at Britain's July election, saying it had veered towards the political centre by, quote, governing from the left. Now, this was according to a report on Reuters. Badenoch becomes the Conservatives' 5th leader since mid-2016 after winning 57% of party members' votes in the final stage of a months-long contest that saw a field of 6 whittled down to just 2. She beat a former immigration minister, Robert Jenrick, who won 43% of the votes.
Last one, story number 5, Adam. Warren Buffett, legendary investor, has further cut his stake in Apple as part of a selling spree that has seen his Berkshire Hathaway company dump $166 billion worth of stocks over the past 2 years. That is an incredible number.
Yeah, Michael, the numbers are enormous. Now, the so-called Oracle of Omaha, that's Warren Buffett's nickname, is also struggling to find opportunities on Wall Street, and this is according to a report in the Financial Times. Buffett has now ditched almost two-thirds of his stake in Apple, which at its peak in 2023 accounted for $178 billion of the company's stock portfolio. The stock sales are a dramatic shift by Buffett, given that in 2022 he described Apple as one of Berkshire's four giants, accounting for the bulk of the company's value. Now, Berkshire reported on Saturday that it had generated gains of $97 billion on the $133 billion of stock it has sold this year, which after taxes amounts to a $76.5 billion payoff for the group. Berkshire has about $325 billion in cash. I will leave the last word on the Apple trade to Berkshire shareholder J. Stern & Co.'s Christopher Rosbach, who said, quote, "It's still the greatest trade of all time by the greatest investor of all time." End of quote. What a beauty.
Yeah, well said. All right, there we go. The top 5 business stories in 5 minutes. Thank you very much, Adam.
Thank you, Michael.
It is Monday, the 4th of November, 2024. Remember to hit follow on the podcast. And if 5 minutes isn't enough, you can find our longer daily show called Fear and Greed, wherever you listen to podcasts. I'm Michael Thompson, and that was the Fast 5 Business News by Fear and Greed. Have a great day.